Hey guys, this is Angie at Chicken Scratch, and this is the project we're making today. This was the project that I made last Friday on Chicken Scratch Live over on Facebook. It's just a little folding album. Okay, so let me show you the supplies. We've got the inside of the album, that's Whisper White, and that measures 10.5 by 5, and then another piece that measures 7 by 5. We've got two pieces of the Petal Passion Designer Series paper that measures 3 7/8 by 5 3/8, and two pieces of basic black that measure 3 7/8 by 5 3/8. Then we've got Whisper White for our flower, or for our circle here that we're going to cut out, and for the flower. And then we've got one of these little Memories and More cards from the Petal Passion Memories and More card pack. So on this album we used Enjoy the Moment, and on the one we're going to make today, Life is So Good. We're using two rectangle coasters. I do have these back in stock, and I have lots of them, so you can head over to my website. I've gone ahead and decorated one of the coasters so to save myself some time today. So let's go ahead and cover the other one. We're going to cover the front. I chose a different pattern of paper this time. It's the same line, but a different pattern. So I'm just going to turn it over. Now, I do normally use liquid glue, and if you watched my live video the other night, you will remember that I actually got adhesive kind of all over the place. So I'm going to use my Fast Fuse today just because it's a dry adhesive, and it's very forgiving when I'm filming a video. So, yeah. But normally, because I just made a whole bunch of these coasters to send to people that bought the adhesive tote. And I use liquid glue on all of them. It's affordable, and it works really well with these coaster projects. Okay, so there's the front. Now we're going to take our scissors. These you don't want to use your good scissors for this because it's got adhesive on it, so make sure you are using an older pair, or I just like to call them my gnarly scissors because they got gunk on the end. I do clean that with alcohol, by the way. Okay, so now I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to sand it. Again, this is just one of those nail buffing blocks. We did used to sell them years ago, sanding blocks. But you can get them at the nail supply store. Okay, so there's the front. Looks good. Edges are nice and closed, I do believe. Now, I'm going to clear off this dust particles really quickly, and then we're going to add the basic black. Okay, so now we're on for the solid. And you can actually make the inside of your album another piece of this Designer Series paper. I just find that I want to save that Designer Series paper for cards and projects and not the inside of an album. But you are more than welcome to decorate the whole thing with the Designer Series paper. Okay, so that's the front. This is the inside of the album. And I'm just going to do the same exact thing. Line it up at the top here. My daughter Brooke was helping me make these for the adhesive totes, and there were a few times that we got a little short on the side. You can see right here, you can see the coaster. When you sand the edges, it makes everything just kind of blend okay. So I had to remind her that it was okay if it wasn't perfect. This is an altered notebook or mini album or whatever. It's not supposed to be perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to sand the edges again. You always want to make sure you sand down. And don't sand too hard because, like I said on my live video the other day, I actually bent the corner of one of them the other day when I was making them. So, of course, I had to throw that one away. It just bent it right over. So, yeah, be gentle with the corners. Okay, so here's my two pieces. So this is the front cover and the back cover of our album. Now we're going to take the Simply Scored scoring tool, and we're going to score the first piece of Whisper White cardstock, which is the 10.5 by 5, and we're going to score it at 3.5 on both ends. So I'm going to score it at 3.5 and then completely turn it and score it again at 3.5. Now I'm going to pick up the piece that measures 7 by 5 and also score that at 3.5. So we're going to fold on the score lines. Uh-oh. A black cardstock stuck to my fingers. This is a project that you will probably want to use your bone folder. It just kind of helps. Okay, so as you can see, this is how this is going to work. And I'm going to take this piece just like that. Okay? So I'm going to put adhesive on this piece right here. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so I'm going to turn this around. You want to make sure that when you're attaching it that you don't go past that score line. Okay, that looks pretty good. I can see I messed up just a little bit right there, but that's okay because I can take my scissors and just trim that off. Okay, so here's our pages. So what we're going to do is attach this one here and then this one back here. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over and place my adhesive on this. And what I want to do is center this, okay? Now, I don't want to stick my head in the camera, but I think that's pretty good. If it's not centered, just blame it on me. So there. Okay, now this is going to go here. So we're going to do the same thing. Now, if your front and back were directional, you would want to make sure that it's right side up. But this is just polka dots, so we're okay. We don't have to pay too much attention to what we're doing. Okay, I ran out of fast fuse, and I think I'm about to run out of my snail as well. I should have used liquid glue. Okay, now, same thing. What we're going to do is just center it, but it's kind of hard to center because you can't see it. So I'm just going to line this up to the top and the sides, and then place it down. Okay, let's look at it. There we go. There's our album. So this is the back side, and this is the front side. So technically, you could make this album go on and on and on. I made one for Chase that had about, I think, 2 extra pieces because it was the 10 things I liked best about him, or the 10 things I loved about him, and so each page had, so whatever it took to get 10 pages. Okay, so now let's decorate it. Like I said, I'm going to be using this Memories and More card from the kit. And I'm looking for my scissors. All of a sudden, they have disappeared. There they are. Okay, so I'm just going to trim it right off the card. Not too aggressively because I can use this card for something else. You can cut a circle out or whatever. I am going to go ahead and trim it though because I know I'm going to make it shorter. Now when I was doing the live video the other day, I completely forgot that we had framelits that went with this stamp set. So everybody's asking why I didn't, and I'm like, well, I just completely forgot. So sorry about that if you were watching. Yeah, I completely forgot that we had matching framelits, and I do have them. So we're going to be using the Big Shot today to cut that out. I'm going to redeem myself. I did say, though, in my defense, you know, we had 3 different publications for Celebration, and the Occasions catalog, and then the annual catalog. So it's a lot of product to actually keep track of. Okay, I'm just going to stamp that there. And then I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. We're going to be coloring it with our sponge daubers in just a minute. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and cut out the largest stitch-shaped circle out of Whisper White. So I'll get the big shot, and then by the time I'm done cutting this out, we'll go ahead and cut this one out as well, okay? So I'll be right back. So here's the big shot. Magnetic platform and cutting pad. My Whisper White cardstock with the stitch-shaped circle. Now we're going to cut out this beautiful flower, but if you don't have the framelits, you'll be fine. You can fussy cut it just like I did during my live video the other night. You know, that's the thing about live, is that you just can't fix when you mess up. It's all live. So I wanted to hit rewind, but that wasn't an option. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Okay, let's get all of our pieces back in here. Now, for this one right here, I'm going to use Soft Sky and Old Olive. Those are two of my favorite colors in our color line. The Old Olive is in the brights and the Soft Sky is in the subtles. So I'm going to color the blooms, or the flowers, with the Soft Sky. And I'm just lightly, or maybe not lightly, aggressively dabbing that on. See how pretty? Now, originally I would have used my Stampin' Blend. Since they are on back order right now, we are using other items, but they should be back soon, in a month or so. Okay. We're going to put some Wink of Stella on that in just a minute to make it shine. So it's going to get attached about right there, almost in the middle, but not quite. And then our Life is So Good can go, so see, kind of fiddle around with this and see, because now I've determined that I wanted to turn that around, if that makes sense. Yeah, right there. And then we're going to attach this one with a dimensional. I think I used 2 on the other one, but this greeting is a little bit shorter, so it's fine. And then now we just want to attach this, and I should have added this to the front before I decorated it, but it's okay. I love the polka dots. Okay, so one more note. You can add some of the Memories and More, some of these. There's stickers in here, and you can color them with your sponge daubers, or you can color them with your blends. So you can decorate this album more with this kit, or you can use the stamps. And if you want to add an additional layer to the inside pages, those measurements, if you want it to cover almost the entire thing, it's 4 5/8 by 3, or no, 4 3/4 by 3 1/4, or a smaller one would be 4 5/8 by 3. So you can try those two out and see which way you prefer it. Oh, last but not least, let's add our Wink of Stella. Not that you'll probably be able to see it very well in the video. Now, for those of you that waited till the very last minute, guess what? I'm going to be sending this to one of you. You're going to get this one, the one we just made. Looks pretty good. I didn't mess it up. The one I made on Friday, I got glue on it, so you're going to get the good one. Leave a comment on this blog post over on Chicken Scratch, and I'm going to send this to one person. Okay, have a great day. Thanks a lot. Bye.